My first guest is the redoubtable Dr. Shashi Tharoor, multiple Congress MP, as well as the chairperson of the Standing Committee on External Affairs, someone who served for years with distinction at the UN. Appreciate your joining us, Dr. Tharoor, and Merry Christmas. Wanted to ask you right at the very outset, Dr. Tharoor, do you believe, if I rewind to 2025, this should be seen as the year of Donald Trump, a year when one man sitting in the White House with his often whimsical, unpredictable actions has unsettled the world order like never before? Would I be right in saying that?
I'm afraid you're probably right. I mean, Trumpian turbulence is something that I think has defined global developments in this entire year, and you can't get away from that. I mean, he did come to office officially on the 20th of January, and the year hasn't gone anything like what anyone would have predicted up to the 19th. And so with all the inflection points that we've seen, including, of course, the drama of the transformation of US policies across the board, tariffs, for example, the impact on India with its 50% tariffs has really been quite significant. The reorientation of America's perception on the world with the G2 meeting in Busan with President Xi and the Europeans wondering where exactly they stand, the dramatic announcement of a peace in Gaza and the fitful progress towards one in Ukraine. Mr. Trump has made his mark on all of these. So it's very difficult to get away with, I think, you know, that old Time magazine man of the year kind of thing. It would very clearly have to be Mr. Trump this year.
So Shashi Tharoor saying Donald Trump man of the year for Time, if there was a Time magazine man of the year this year. But, you know, as you rightly said, Donald Trump continues to occupy the international headlines, but also the national ones, because from an Indian perspective, Dr. Tharoor, the tariff wars have disrupted India's economy. We've also seen Donald Trump claim credit for a ceasefire repeatedly between India and Pakistan after Operation Sindoor. We've seen him cozy up to General Asim Munir and the Pakistani military leadership. So how should New Delhi see Donald Trump? As a disruptor, as someone who's disrupted a stable India-US relationship, someone unpredictable who we misread, someone unpredictable not just for India but for the entire world?
Well, I think both are true, right? That unpredictability involves a certain amount of disruption. Again, even the disruptions, we don't know how long they will last. Is Field Marshal Munir the flavor of the month, or is he going to be close to Mr. Trump throughout the Trump administration 2.0? I would be more likely to think the former is credible than the latter, because Mr. Trump is known for his enthusiasms. The romance with Mr. Musk didn't last the year. And I think you're going to find similar sorts of things on the global stage as well. We've seen, for example, that it's useful at the moment for the US to talk to Pakistan because they want Pakistani soldiers as peacekeepers in Gaza. And that's one of the things that as long as that prospect is there, they're going to be making sort of nicey-nicey with General Munir. What stand the Pakistanis finally take, which will also have implications domestically for Pakistan, also will need to be looked at. What happens if there are Pakistani soldiers on the ground, not wearing UN blue, by the way, because it's not a UN force, but an international force answerable to a board of peace run by Tony Blair and Mr. Trump? In that particular context, what happens if, say, Hamas violates the peace? Are Pakistani soldiers going to be expected to fire on Palestinians? And if so, how will that play back in Pakistan? I mean, there are various questions. So I think it's premature to think that there is a complete realignment at the moment. But for the moment, the Pakistanis have done well. They have managed to persuade Mr. Trump that they're the good guys in all of this. And indeed, you're right, Mr. Trump seems to have undone a quarter of century's strategic realignment towards India. But even on the latter, I would say the fundamentals go beyond a few tweets on Truth Social. And the fundamentals are still pretty solid for us. I think it's only if every single assumption underpinning that strategic reorientation changed in the course of the next few months that we could really say, well, the American relationship is gone. What it's shown us is that you can't rely on it as a bedrock, That Mr. Trump's behavior has undoubtedly shown us. But there are still lots of convergences, many overlapping interests, very few areas of disagreement, and at the same time, the significant presence of an Indian diaspora in the States, which too has its own value in the people-to-people level. Plus, of course, America still are the biggest investors. American businesses are still the biggest investors in India, and more investments are coming. We saw big announcements from Google and Microsoft. So I would say, look, there are still lots of things keeping India and America close to each other, despite Mr. Trump.